Hey there, it's your girl Valerie again. It's that time again. We'll be reviewing an episode of Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 16. It's only 2 days to decision day. Wow, the season is almost over. It's surprising. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. So this episode was really it's heartbreaking for me. I think the last two, three episodes, in the sense that the couples that were stable are the ones that they're showing a lot of their fights. And I don't know why they're doing that, whether this is a choice because we're getting to a decision there and they don't want the viewers to see that they're definitely going to say yes, or I don't know. Anyway, so the couples met up in this episode and sort of went for a ride in these sort of go-karts. And I think if nothing else, these participants are leaving the experiment with very good friendships because they seem to be sort of getting the couples to do a lot more sort of group activities, and I think they've seen the benefit of that. I don't know whether it's because of the it saves on them sort of having to record couples separately and whatever, but it's nice to see the couples together. It's nice to see them sort of trying to help each other navigate their relationships and provide each other with support. So the participants met with their loved ones and had a conversation, obviously, about their relationships and how they think their relationships are going. And I think it was just to try and get insight onto, I think, what their thought process is going into decision day. And I really liked a lot of the conversations because for it's sad to see Lindsay's sister because I think Lindsay's sister, it seemed like she was going through a lot herself. She did try to be there for Lindy, but I could tell she was going through a lot because the advice she gave her sort of she did mention that we have things going on here, but she was sort of saying, I think what she was saying when she said, you need to understand that at times you'll need to support the other person, and then at time and you need to put your own stuff aside and support your partner and vice versa. And I think this is what happened with the Lindy and Miguel fight. I think they didn't because they didn't have the tools on and because of the very short period of time that they've known each other, this is why they struggled to sort of help each other navigate something that could have easily been resolved with a, just a couple of words. And so me personally, I think Lindy and Miguel is going through something. I don't know what it is. He is going through something. I don't know whether he's self-sabotaging or whether he's just struggling. He's trying to talk himself out of saying yes, or somebody has said something to him. You could tell still in this episode he was trying to make amends, but you could still tell something is not right. Even when they went to the winery and they were sitting down and they were having their conversation, and he was sort of apologizing for his behavior during their trip with the couple's trip. And it still was a bit tense. I think maybe having a conversation with the experts on decision day will really help them sort of iron out whatever problems they have. Because even on their um, the final morning together before Miguel went, you could still tell that I think they really care for one another and they have very strong feelings for one another, and so they really want to stay together, but they're struggling to know how do we navigate, in the sense that Lindy is trying to to avoid doing anything or saying anything that might sort of trigger Miguel, and Miguel is trying to sort of make sure that whatever Lindy is doing doesn't trigger him or set him off. And so it's really sad to see them struggling, but I can foresee them saying yes on decision day. I really can see them saying yes. So I really hope, if nothing else, when they do sit down with Dr. Pepper and Pastor Carl for the final time, they say yes. And I think, whereas before, once a couple said yes on decision day, you knew they were going to stay together. I think after last season, it's now no longer about decision day. It's about the reunion to see are they still together at the reunion. Because if they're still together at the reunion, then they're fine. If they're not, then whatever. Anyway, from there we go to Alexis and Justin. Justin had a conversation with his mom. I think Alexis has checked out. So Justin had a conversation with his mom and was telling his mom, what's been going on in his marriage, the fact that he gave up his dog, thinking that, they're both going to say yes. I said this in my last review last week that he shouldn't have given his dog away. He should have asked his friend to dog sit. and then made a decision after decision day. But hey, that's me. Um, I think it was a bit strange for his mom. I was a bit surprised he didn't have the conversation with his brother, or maybe his brother is sort of saying, "I told you so. This was not a good idea," because his brother was very against the experiment to start off with. So his mother to tell him to, you need to be a bit freaky. Hmm. I really don't know what's missing in their relationship that makes Alexis question and sort of say she wants a man who dominates her and whatever else she's asking for from him. They went out for their meal. And I think as much as Alexis is trying to be nice for the cameras, she's dropping hints for him that this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is a no. This is a no. And I hope he doesn't get disappointed if he goes first and says he wants he's a yes, and then she turns around and says no. On their final morning, he went to his apartment and he was talking about, oh, it's going to be cold. I won't have anything to snuggle with. And she wasn't as empathetic as you would have expected her to be, given the fact that she knows he gave up his dog because his dog and her dog weren't getting along. Just Nanda Lexus for me. I've said it all season. I don't think they're a good match. I don't think they're a good match. I think they need to sort of just say no and stay friends and move on, as Alexis hinted. And then Mitch. Mitch is the revelation for me this season in the sense that the way he's transformed is what I said last week that I love about people that go on Married at First Sight. um he apologized. He's really trying his best to show Kristen that he's trying to make a difference, because he met up with his brother, had a conversation with his brother, and I was surprised that he didn't bring up. We didn't hear anything about Kristen's physical appearance. Instead, he said, when she's her, she's relaxed and she's goofy and stuff. That's what he likes the most about her, and I wish she had heard that from him. I hope he did tell her when he got home, but his brother was making a point that they shouldn't just say no on decision day because they have a lot going for them. That if they are willing to put in the work, they could be a successful couple. Mitch was really trying. He told Kristen that he would be heartbroken. He's afraid to lose Kristen. He really has strong feelings for her. He might not be in love with her, but he knows he loves her. And the fact that I said this that Mitch has really got. I said this last week that I think Mitch is more in love with Kristen than he realizes. And if she says no on decision day, he's going to be heartbroken. And the fact that he was saying to her, I want us to sort of take a week away. I think what he was trying to say is let's take a week away from each other and sort of regroup and then come back together and then start off our marriage if we say yes on decision day. But Kristen doesn't want that. And I think they should have had a conversation. She shouldn't have been asking him, I want you to tell me what you see our future like. Yes, she should have asked him, but she should have also told him what she sees as the future for her, and then maybe they could reach an understanding because it's a compromise. She needs to tell him what she wants, and he needs to tell her what he wants, and then they have to find a middle ground on how they can make things work. They really, Mitch, I think for me, Mitch is going to be heartbroken if Kristen says no, because he agreed to let the dog sleep in the bed, going from when he used to moan about, oh, he snores. He even allowed Kristen to put a face mask on his face. Given he threw a tantrum about a T-shirt, and when they tried to play that prank about shirts, he threw a tantrum, and it he was wearing his happy T-shirt. He apologized for how their marriage started, which he's really grown on me. He's really grown on me, and I can see the transformation. It's sad that it's only 8 weeks. I hope Kristen gives him a couple more months to see if he actually makes the changes, because the thing is, yes, he was stubborn to start with, but at least he's willing to listen and he's willing to make the changes. That's all you could ask for. You don't want someone who's stuck in their ways and won't do anything to change. So I hope she gives him that. And then Nate, Stacia and Nate, I'm heartbroken because I thought they were the couple that were doing amazing outside of Miguel and Lindy. And I am not sure why, I'll repeat, the producers have decided to sort of do this to them, whether they could have done anything without causing so much drama and so much turmoil. Because Nate had a conversation with his sister and his dad, and it made sense to me. I said this last week. It makes sense that Nate would question, because it seems Stacia has a life that she wants to lead. And unlike Kristen, who's asking Mitch that where do you see us? Stacia has has already planned her life, and all she needs is a husband. So it feels like she's just taking Nate and just planting him into whatever ideas or dreams she has, because she's already built a home for herself and her future husband and children. She's got ideas of where her career is going. She's got ideas of what she wants to do as a parent. She wants to have fun. She wants to do ABCD. So I understand Nate sort of venting to his dad and his sister to say, I feel like I'm losing my identity, because it's not like they've come together as a couple and are looking for somewhere to live and they're planning their home and they're setting up their home a certain way. No, Stasia's already built a home. She's decorating her home. She's got ideas where she wants everything to go. So Nate, all he comes in with is just the clothes on his back. And if she's fed up with him, she can just kick him out and he can leave with nothing. So it makes sense that he would feel that way. And I like the fact that his dad was able to reassure him that, yeah, you can still have fun with children. It depends, I think, in my opinion, on what sort of fun you're having. Anyway, Stacia then sort of questioned why Nate accepted what his dad said to him about having fun as a parent. And it's like he knows his dad has been through it. Stacia is going on some unrealistic at times expectations, which is what they were sort of having a back and forth about last week. Then out of the blue, Stacia brought up the, oh, I feel you're going through the motions, you haven't sort of said what's happening with the love. And it's like couples have gone past decision day without telling each other that they love each other. He's had a tattoo to prove that he's in love with her. He's signed up for counseling. He's done the post-nap. What else does she need him to do? What else does she need him to do? And so I think Stacia is, because she is a boss in herself, like she's a self-made person who's used to sort of managing things a certain way, saying whatever she says and having people obey that. I think Nate might be the first time someone has sort of questioned her. And I have to give a lot of credit to Nate for standing up for himself to tell her that, the way you're behaving, I don't makes me not love you because of the way you're behaving, the way you're treating me, the expectations that you have. And I think she has to take note of that, because if he was someone else, he would have just said, she's got a house, she's got money, I'm a made man, I'll just do anything and say anything she wants me to say so that she can look after me. But no, he's standing up for himself. He's telling her what he will not accept and what he will accept. And so she should be, I think, accepting of that. And she should be proud of that, that he is someone who, yes, he might not have as much as she has, but he's still making the effort to sort of prove himself and sort of make his own way without sort of leaning on her. And I think this is something she needs to address with herself, because he did ask her, what are your faults? I think she should have owned up and said, one of my faults is because I'm used to sort of managing people at work. I need to realize that when I come home that I'm no longer a manager, but I'm now a partner, and I have someone I have to discuss things, ideas with, make suggestions with, and sort of come up with a plan for a way forward. I think that's one of her weaknesses that she should have highlighted, but that's just me. It was really sad though at the end when you saw the couple, sort of one of the partners staying in the flat and the other one going off to their home sort of the night before decision day. And Stacia was broken because Nate just picked his bag up and walked out. He didn't say anything or do anything. And I think she could tell she had upset him. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.